Hey everyone, we're going to be doing a quick test hand video for Cyberse. So after doing the deck profile and the tips and combo video, I wanted to get this test hand video out before I start making changes to the deck, because obviously I did mention to you guys that I was going to make 3 Cyberse deck profiles. The first was a generic style, the second will be a more aggressive style that takes a little more risk than the first. So that's a bit of a spoiler for you guys, but one thing you do have to keep in mind is that the other Cyberse deck profiles are not an improvement on the previous one. In fact, they're completely different play styles, so it doesn't even play the same way. It does completely different things here. So I'm trying to do this to give more variety for this deck, and that way a lot of you guys would be more experimental towards the different styles with this deck and what it can actually do. So let's actually try out going first and second with this test hand and see how we go. And then after that, I'll be making changes to this deck into a different style and then do a second deck profile for this. So definitely look forward to that. I haven't forgotten about it, of course, so let's see. We are going first, and this is not too great. So right off the bat, I see a backlinker and mind control. Both these cards are suited to going second, so we're most likely just going to go for Draconet or Dotscaper. Now, either or is not too bad at all. Draconet is nice simply because it allows us to deck thin, which I think we'll be going first. So we'll normal summon Draconet, and we'll activate its effect, but we'll special summon the Boot Staggered so that the opponent can't actually negate its effect. We'll bring out Bitron, and then from here we'll just link summon into a Link 2. And the best Link 2 I can think of right now is Binary Sorceress. I don't really think there's much else we can go for here at this point. I think that's the best we can do. We could actually leave it at Draconet in attack and Bitron in defense as well, which is not too bad, but it's all we can really do. We can't do much with this. I think that's the best we can do. So let's try out another hand. That was a little more disappointing, but it goes to show that sometimes you get bad hands, sometimes you get good hands. Alright, shuffle it up. And opening a 5 hand. Alright, so the blank card is Link Infiltrate, so definitely have to mention that to you guys first. Unexpected Die is the first thing we'll do. Special summon out Digitron or a Bitron, it doesn't really matter. But we'll go into a Link Spider. So here is Link Spider, and from here we can use Link Spider's effect to special summon out the Bitron from our hand. And let's see, what else can we do? We can normal summon Balancer Lord, which is not too bad. And we can also go for a one-time passcode, which will bring out the token. So with this token, we'll use it with Bitron together to link summon, and this will allow us to go for a Honeybot, which is not too bad, I think. And potentially we can also special summon out Link Infiltrate next to Honeybot, and then go for another link summon of these two together to go for a second Honeybot. So that's not too bad at all. A Link Spider and 2 Honeybots. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Alright, so let's try again, going first and see how we go. So shuffling this up, it's to get a good idea of how the deck can do with different scenarios. And I think it was better demonstrated as a test hand than a combo and tip video. So I've mentioned that before, obviously. But let's see, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. A little too many normal monsters, but I think it's still possible to do things. So let's go for Draconet. I mean, we got Decode Talker right away, so it doesn't matter. Digitron will go into a Link Spider, which will allow us to special summon out a Bitron from our hand right underneath. We'll go for a Proxy Dragon, and then Draconet and Proxy Dragon will immediately help us go into either a Decode Talker or possibly Encode Talker, because we'll set Recoded alive. And this is one of the most generic plays, so we can definitely expect this a lot to happen. And I can't particularly complain about this because it's pretty normal for this to happen. So let's try out another one and see how we go. So shuffle this up. Don't want to keep this video for too long. I think the tips and combo video was already long enough. So let's just see how this goes. Of course, it is a test hand video, so kind of got to expect that it will be a little long, but hopefully not too long. So Link Slayer, Special Summon, Normal Summon, Balancer Lord, pay 1,000, Normal Summon, Client, and overall you have all your Cyberse monsters gaining 500 attack and defense, which is actually not bad to just sit on right there. And I actually wouldn't recommend going for anything else, because what I want to do is I can just set Recoded Alive and Sign It Backdoor as well. And I think this is not bad. It will be pretty difficult for our opponent to actually deal with this particular board. Alright, so let's just go for second turn hands now. Alright, so let's try going second this time and see how we go. So we're going to be drawing 6 cards instead of 5. And let's see if this is actually a lot better. My prediction, I guess, would be that going second would be a lot better than going first for this particular style of play. Of course, Cyberse is a pretty aggressive deck to begin with. It doesn't really do too well as a control deck, which is why we don't really play it that way. But let's see. So 6 cards, and as a second turn, this is not too bad at all. So what I like about this is we have mind control to instantly use our opponent's monsters. So we're going to try and play it out with our opponent not having a monster, and then we might even try out one where our opponent does have a monster. So let's normal summon Balancer Lord to special summon Boot Staggered. We'll pay 1,000 to normal summon Bitron, and link summon with Bitron to go into our Link Spider. Our Link Spider will special summon Digitron from our hand, and then from here we actually have not too bad of a play. What we can do is we can go into a Proxy Dragon with these two. So Proxy Dragon's right here, and then Proxy Dragon and Balancer Lord can easily just link summon, and this will allow us to bring out Decode Talker, which is not too bad at all of an attack. What we could do is we could have put Boot Staggered right here instead at the very beginning of the turn, and we could go for a Encode Talker and then go for the attack there, but that's assuming the opponent actually has a monster. Otherwise, I would just recommend you go for Decode Talker, because let's reverse the situation here a bit, and instead of doing that, what we can do is let's assume our opponent actually does have something. We'll activate Mind Control and take their monster, and then we'll just do our play as normal. So we'll normal summon Balancer Lord to special summon out Boot Staggered, then we'll pay 1,000 to normal summon Bitron, link summon with Bitron to go for a Link Spider. Link Spider just gives us a free special summon of a Digitron from the hand or any other normal monster that is level 4 lower. From here, let's take our Link Spider, our Digitron, and let's go for obviously Proxy Dragon. From here, Mind Control and Proxy Dragon, or, well, the opponent's monster, of course, not the Mind Control itself, will go for a Decode Talker. What we could do is we could put Decode Talker here, and instead we could have normal summoned Balancer Lord in the middle column. That way, Decode Talker points to both Boot Staggered and Balancer Lord, which is not too bad at all for a big attack. And we have Sign It Backdoor just in case as well, so not too bad. Alright, so let's try again and see how we go. Definitely got to try and speed things up here, but gonna try out different scenarios, and it's a great way to learn. So if you actually have the time yourselves, definitely try out Testhands, or even go on Yugioh Pro or something and test out what you can actually do with this deck before you bring it out to a locals or anything. But it's still a very fun deck regardless, so that's the whole point of the game. So here's our 6 cards. Don't like seeing Recoded Alive going second, but like I said, this deck is generic. It works both control and aggressive, so up to you on how you want to play the deck, but sometimes this happens. So let's go for Painful Decision, send Bitron to add another Bitron to the hand. Alright, now what we can do is, we are going seconds, so we do have backlinker here, but we'll go back to that later. So let's go for Balancer Lord and Special Summon Boot Staggered. Let's go middle column and left column here, and then pay 1,000 to normal summon Bitron. And let's go with, actually we'll pay 1,000 to normal summon backlinker. Let's assume the opponent has no monsters in the extra monster zone. So we'll normal summon backlinker, and then we'll activate one-time passcode to go for a token. The token will immediately allow us to go into a Link Spider to special summon out Bitron from the hand. From there we can take Bitron and Link Spider, and we can immediately go into Proxy Dragon. Proxy Dragon and backlinker together will go into our Decode Talker. So from here we have Balancer Lord, Decode, and Boot Staggered. So I do like this hand, and if anything happens next turn or something like that, we will have recoded a live set just in case. So that's not too bad at all. Definitely like that play a little more. So yep, let's test out something else. Another 6 turns, not 6 turns, another 6 cards for going second. So let's shuffle things up and see how we go. Alright, so 6 cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Cool. So this is a little interesting here. We got a Painful Decision as well, which I definitely like. Bitron, let's go for Digitron this time. Send this, add Digitron, and special summon out Link Slayer, and we'll in the middle column, and we'll normal summon out Balancer Lord in this column here. And let's go with a pay 1,000 to normal summon Bitron. Bitron will go into Link Spider. Link Spider will special summon out a Digitron. The cool thing is, if your opponent has back row, you could have activated Link Slayer to discard the Balancer Lord to destroy something as well. It's definitely a play worth doing if your opponent has some kind of back row, because you don't want them interrupting your plays. At this point, you could attack because you are going second, so 1,015, 2,017, not too bad at all. I think it's pretty good. But we can actually make pretty extended plays right here. So what we can do is we could also go for a Signet Backdoor. So we are going second, so let's try a more aggressive style. Let's go for Signet Backdoor, banish off our Balancer Lord to search, and let's go for a Dotscaper. So what I'm going to try and do here is bring out Dotscaper, and what happens here is Balancer Lord, when getting banished, special summons one from our hand, so we'll special summon out Dotscaper. From here we can take Dotscaper, Link Spider, and Digitron, and we can link summon to go for potentially an Encode Talker, which is quite nice. Now the cool thing is Dotscaper will come back as well, since it was sent to the graveyard. And what we can do with the Dotscaper is we can actually link summon into other things as well. So potentially we could go into a Binary Sorceress, which is not too bad. And yeah, from there we can also, since they're 2 Earth monsters, what we can do is, funnily enough, we can actually go into a Mrs. Radiant, which is pretty funny. And actually, if instead of going for Encode Talker, we go into a Decode Talker instead, that's going to be really powerful. So that's going to be pointing to that, which will be at 28, and that will be a 1900, and it's not too bad at all. And if Mrs. Radiant gets destroyed, you can add back any Earth monster from your graveyard, and these are all Earth monsters, so that's pretty good. Alright, so last test hand before we end this video, and hopefully we end things off pretty well here, and yep, things will be pretty good. But of course, if we get a bad hand, it's not too bad of a test, because this is a test hand. It's meant to give us the probability of us getting bad hands and everything. It's meant to show us the flaws with the deck. That way we can always use this to improve on our deck building as well. So let's just try going second again. 3, 4, 5, and 6. Awesome. So let's see. Dark Hole will just get rid of our opponent's cards, and we'll activate our unexpected die. Special summon out a normal monster. We'll link summon to go into a link spider. And from here, link spider will special summon out Bitron from the hand, which is not too bad of a move. And we'll normal summon Balancer Lord to special summon out Boot Staggered. We'll use Balancer Lord to pay 1,000 to normal summon the second one. And yes, we can do that, but we can't use the effect again to get the second normal summon. Not that we have anything in the hand anyway, but we'll use Bitron and Link Spider, and we can potentially go into a, let's see, Proxy Dragon, and then Proxy Dragon and Balancer Lord again will go into a Decode Talker. So this produces a very powerful attack, and again, it seems this is pretty common. This is actually really common, but we do deal a lot of damage. So Decode Talker will be at 33, this will be at 17, that will put you at 5,000, and then this is at 23, so your opponent will be taking a total of 7,300 points of damage, which is definitely a really good hand. Alternatively, instead of going for Decode Talker, and instead of going for the Proxy Dragon, what you could have done is you could have left that there like this, and what you could do is use Bitron and Balancer Lord to instead go for a Honeybot instead. So Honeybot will prevent these cards from being targeted by anything, and it prevents them from being destroyed by battle as well. So definitely good protection there. And what happens if we attack with this is we attack with 17, we attack with 23, that makes 4,000, 5,000, and this is 69. So a little less damage, but it offers a little more protection. So that's an alternative play here. But overall, that's pretty much it for this test hand video. I hope you guys actually enjoyed this, and definitely try it out yourself. But until then, I'm going to be making a second deck profile for this, so do stay tuned. Hope you guys have a great day. I'll see you next time.